So the first time you open up Blender, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have a cube will be spawned in there. You're going to have a camera over here, and you're going to have a light over here. And we're actually going to be deleting all of these things in a moment. And I'm just swiping my finger across the magic Apple mouse. And let me see what controls we could do. If I hold shift, what happens? It goes up and down, left and right. If I hold option, nothing. It's different than Unity. So I'm just moving my finger around there to navigate around. If I push control on my keyboard and I swipe up or down, it zooms in and out. Okay, so I let go of control, it goes around. If I push control, it goes this forward and backward. If I hold shift, you can go side to side, left or right. So you've got pretty good controls with this Apple mouse. I've always kind of found it was easier with a right and left click and the wheel mouse, but this is what we have, so we're going to use these. Okay, so now we're going to make an asteroid. Probably the simplest thing I could think of making. Well, one of the most simple. And so you're going to, let me just take you through a few things. So if you click this, you'll notice here in object mode, we're going to be working in two modes, object or edit mode. Watch what happens when you click edit mode. You can see these like vector points. Let me zoom in. What did I hold? Control, and then I'll hold shift to get it down there, right? Hold control again. Okay, so these little vector points, I'm in edit mode, so I can move these around. How can I move that around? I have to, you want to grab a point, so you click it and you push G as in grab, and then you can move it freely. If you push one of the letters like a Z, X, or a Y on your keyboard, it'll only move in that direction. So I'm going to push Z right now, and it's just going to go on the Z axis. Let's see, if I push Y, it'll go on the Y axis, and X, it'll go on the X axis. Okay, so I push Z again if I want, and if I hit, so how can I get out of that mode? I don't know. So I'm going to click, and then I'll go Command Z to undo my move. Okay, so I'm push G and move it around freely. Okay, now if I go back to object mode, and by the way, to switch between object and edit faster, you can just hit tab. So I'm going back and forth, I'm pushing tab on my keyboard. You have to have the mouse over here. If I move the mouse up here, it doesn't work apparently. So edit, object, edit, object. Now I'm in object mode. Look up here. Here's some cool things. We have this button here, it's wireframe, so you could actually see through it. That comes in handy sometimes. And then you have this tool, this right here is solid, viewport shading, it's solid mode. I believe this is if you have materials on there and you have color, it'll then show up with the colors and stuff. And I believe this one is viewport. This is like with everything, with the shading and everything. So usually you're just modeling in solid and then see-through. Okay, or what do we call that? Wire mode, I guess. Okay, so let me zoom out. Again, I'm going to hold control, zoom out. I'm going to select the camera, hold shift to collect another thing, the light and the cube. Let's go into solid mode so you can actually see the cube. And we're going to delete all that by pushing X on our keyboard. You push X on your keyboard and then delete pops up, and you can then hit delete. Okay, now we're going to put a sphere in there. And to do that, we're going to hit add, mesh. And you have different kinds of spheres. Let's just see what an icosphere looks like. That actually might be perfect, but I'm going to go with a regular sphere just so you can see something different here. Go mesh, regular sphere. It's just, it's going to be a lot smoother where UV sphere, right? Yeah. Okay, and then while the first time you put it in there, you could actually change the amount of segments. So if I reduce it, I'm hitting tab, because once I hit enter, I think it stays put. So I put 16. What if I put like 90? It would just make a lot more segments, and it would be way more. The more you have, the smoother you can make it. But then it becomes a bigger file size when you start making games. So that's why there's blocky characters in some games, like Minecraft. It just, everything's easier to move around. It's a lot less memory for the computer. Let's see if I could change it while it's still selected. So I'm going to go ahead and put it at 16. Why not? Okay, now, okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to save the video there because I've probably taken a lot of time. And then the next one, I'm going to dent this up, and then we'll turn this thing into an asteroid. Okay, so you're going to want to go File, Save As, and then save it into a folder that you'll know where you'll find the file next time. Okay, so go to File, Save As, and save it right now. And then in the next tutorial, we'll dent this up and make it look like an asteroid. Okay, go ahead and have fun doing that. Have fun.